Okay, I'm gonna record this. Okay, hi everyone. This is Kumaris Nook. Okay, so ba't nawala si Kim?
I'm here, Mara.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Hershey, and today is a very special day because I have two of my blogger friends here in Cebu. My comadres actually in real life. And we're going to talk. This is my first online session that I have invited people to join me in this online talk show, Charat online talk show. So basically, guys, since we are in a pandemic right now, so we are asked to stay home, but there are issues that we need to talk because it might interest you, basin ganahan mo ano ng mga issues, or maybe naka-experience na mo ano nga issues, or you might have these issues after the pandemic, so at least nakaigamay information. So we'll be discussing about mental health issue. Okay? Dili na siya kay buang-buang or something, but so far, taboo pa rin siya sa mga other communities in the Philippines or even other in the rest of the world. So people doesn't want to talk about mental health, di ba? But right now, we would like to talk about it because feel na ko nga most people might be experiencing this kind of issue. Okay? So I will be introducing you to my fellow bloggers who are joining me today. Okay, so let me start with my Komaring Kedz. So let me just put you on spotlight. So introduce yourself.
Yes, hi, I'm Kedz Katsunaga. I'm a mommy blogger and also a fashion blogger. So my Instagram and Facebook is, you can check me out on my account is Pink Flesh Cheeks, and I talk about anything like mommies, fashion, beauty. I also talk about beauty. So yeah. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Maring Kedz. Now it's time for Kim, my other Komares. So let me put you on spotlight. Introduce yourself, please. That's a Korea also ba?
Actually, we're at our kitchen, so hi guys.
Wow.
Hi guys.
Like
So
kitchen,
yeah, so pardon my hair. We're in a quarantine, so there's no barber. So hi everyone. I'm Hershey's Kumare. I am Kim Charlie, of course from Cebu. I'm a lifestyle blogger and I write about anything, everything under the sun. Oh, diba?
Diba? Okay, thank you, Maring Kim and Maring Kedz for the introduction. And anyway, guys, at the end of this video, or I think prior to this video, we have posted our social media accounts. So please feel free to check on those. And we'll also be posting the links of our social media accounts just right below our YouTube channel. So again, my name is Hershey, and I have a YouTube channel. I also have my podcast. So I'll be posting the links down below. Okay, so let's talk about, I think pwede na mag-start no? Ready na mo guys?
Sort of.
Okay, so that's it. Our topic is about mental illness or our mental health. So there are different types of mental illness. So it is important that we at least try to talk about it, diba? Because when we did a review, feel na ko nga maragdagan kikog mental health issues when I discovered it, diba? So I hope you guys are, diba? So right now, the government is asking us to stay at home. I know na ay mga no work, no pay. People are bored. People wanted to go out, but we can't. We are very anxious. We are very fearful. So I don't know how people would react. I don't know unsay magipang buhat sa mga tao in their respective homes. But let's just try to discuss about mental illness, okay? Because maybe you might get help, or someone might be able to give inputs about this issue. So our first topic is all about anxiety disorder. Nakay cheat sheet, nakay notes in here. So this is actually being very anxious. So obviously, right now, kita anxious kita because we are anxious of what food to eat the next day or where to get food, or we're so anxious if we still have work after this pandemic or after this ECQ be lifted. Basically, we're anxious of everything and we might be developing the anxiety disorder. So what are the physical signs that we have anxiety? Obviously, you would experience that. Panic is also one that is very visible. Of course, sweating, excessive sweating could be a sign of you have an anxiety disorder. And what else? Social anxiety disorder. So maybe if naka sa mga Facebook, you're also anxious. So personally, me, I think I might be having some anxiety disorder. Who, diba? I mean, almost everyone has it. I mean, is experiencing it. So for me, I'm living alone in my condo. So I'm alone, just alone. So it'll be hard to cope up. Okay. So any questions, guys? Or Mari, what do you have in mind?
For me, yeah, for me I myself, I have anxiety, pero mild na siya. Most especially karon na pandemic. Like, that's why I'm keeping myself out of the, kanang the news, not really kanang checking on the news because I feel like I'm suffocated. Na kanang, yeah, na ma-feel na ko na what's na kay mahitabo in the next few days. Philippines, Philippines, di ba? Dili gyud tayo ingon na kuan. We're just in a third world country, and then we're even having difficulty in money, di ba? And then, so, as a mother, maka-feel jud ko a mild anxiety attack, most especially karon na pandemic na okay ba, what will happen, like that. And ang results ako ana kay kato nagsigog sa gunson na mag-check sa news, like update sa news, like how many cases na, how many kuan na sa Philippines, murag ma-adapt sa akong body. Like I feel weak, I feel like gamay na symptoms, mataranta na ko, kana mag-mainana ko.
So you get influenced by the news that you read.
Yeah.
How about you, Parang Kang or Maring Kim? Any thoughts?
For me, I think, yeah, like what you've said earlier, that everybody experiences anxiety, my God. But for me, you have to manage your anxiety because you cannot escape the reality of what is happening around our environment. So, of course, you belong to a community or society, so you should know what are the things happening around us. But yes, there are also like things to do to overcome the anxiety attacks that you're experiencing. Like, for example, to calm, if you read news and then if you know the news already, if you get the gist of it, and then think of another things na maka-enlighten sa imong kuan, sa imong thoughts, ano ba? Because the one way or another of treating our anxiety is to face it and be brave to think na that's what is happening around us. So
true, so true.
Yeah,
so i-divert na lang nito kanahatagan mo limitation.
So I know that we're worried with our kids, with our family, with our friends, but unfortunately this pandemic really affects us mentally, physically, and of course the way we act in the house, we're different yun siya.
So who are you with, Kim?
Yes.
Who are you with?
Who are you with?
I'm with my moths.
I'm alone.
You know naman that. I'm alone.
You're alone? I don't think so.
Yes.
Where are your brothers?
My brothers are working.
They're working.
The other
But you
brother
are
is,
also working from home.
yes, working from
Okay.
home. So to
All
our
right.
viewers here, to our AFA viewers, hi, I'm alone.
Okay, so I think Maring Kedz has something as well, another type of mental illness that she needs to discuss. So let's listen from her.
Yes, what I'm gonna be discussing right now is depression. So I know it's one of the most common mental illness also that is happening in each one of us. Like um, depression, the meaning is a feeling of low mood that lasts for a long time and affects your everyday life. So it can make you feel hopeless, despairing, guilty, worthless, unmotivated, and exhausted. So it can affect your self-esteem, your sleep, your appetite, even your sex drive and your physical health. Yes, when you're depressed.
Yo,
So um, there are actually types of depression na mahitabo sa usa ka tawo. So one is seasonal affective disorder or depression. Like mahitabo ra na siya in season. Like di gid siya in a long term. Like there's sometimes, for example, if kanang nawadan kang someone, nawadan kang loved one, and then on that period of time, depressed ka. So, inana na siya. And then, in your own little way, cope up sa kasi mong self. So, inana. And another one is continuous mild depression. So, this one is the one that's long term. Like, I think when someone experience that depression, kanang, wa na gid siya kuan siyang self. Like, nag-isolate na lang gid siya sa iyang self, nag-out na gid siya sa iyang mga friends, like, nag-close na gid siya sa iyang doors, and that what is most critical. Kanang mag-isolate na ang tao, kay it will lead to suicidal. So, as we all know, di ba, most common na cases sa suicidal, ang ilahag yung first na symptoms kay depression. So, inana. And then another two is postpartum depression. So most mother, thankfully me, I never experienced that, but most mother experience postpartum depression and postnatal depression. So postpartum is like after like 3 months after you gave birth, kanang nakay ma-feel nimo na ma-depress ka, masad ka, na mahadlo ka na something mahitabo sa mong anak.
Okay.
Dili ka kanang feel di mo kanang dili enough ka as a mother. So mura na siya ginana. So mostly mahitabo na siya sa mga first time moms na kanang wala tingay maka-guide nila, and then they think na they are not giving the enough care that sa iyang anak. So mo nang sometimes ma-depress siya, mahadlok na nun siya mapuput sa iyang baby, inana kanang feel niya masakitan niya yung baby, mo na ang meaning ng postpartum. And sa postnatal depression, mo na siya after 1 year na nanganak ang
Okay.
So kana physically, iyang ma-feel na kay, di ba, sometimes if mother ka, first time mother ka, kanang imuhang focus na raman sa imong anak, and then malimot na nimo imong self, wala na ka nag-take care sa imong self, ana. So, after ni agyang mga years, ana, ikaw, wala na, dili na ka magkuan sa
Take care
imong
sa myself.
So ma-depress na ka, na imong if ever imong husband na nagkuan anak ka na murag kag not enough na ka para sa imong husband, para sa imong child, para sa kuan, so mag-isolate na kasi mo kaugalingon. So inana siya ang postnatal depression. So yeah, mo na ang different types of depression.
Okay. So, Koan Shamari, I have a question.
Yes.
So far, were you able to experience depression? Because since I know you're a mom, you have 2 kids, na by point in life that you have experienced it, like postpartum?
No, thankfully wala. I'm so thankful na si Lydel, kay always man siya nasa ko side.
Lydell is the
So,
husband, si pare.
yes, si Pares. So, even though kanang exhausted na kay ko, like when I got Drake, kuan, my mommy, my daddy is not here. So, ako lang. We don't have yaya. So, kanang deprived pa jud og sleep. And then I also have work. So, yeah, you feel exhausted. And then, when exhaustion, mukuan sa imong self, ma-irritable na gani ka. So, usa ka hilak sa bata, of course, masuko na ka. And then, wa na ka, di makaganahan, mawa na imuhang care, ana-ana, pero at least ang nindot lang kay I have a husband who is always there na mo take care while I'm very tired. Kay of course, when you're a first time mom, you always want to have the best for your kid. So yeah,
Okay.
kuan, as in at least wala sa kukaswaya ng postpartum depression.
But I think right now it's important na you have the spouse, di ba, around you to help you.
Yes,
Or
family.
if single mom, siguro yung the parents or the siblings perhaps would actually help to raise the kid, di ba? So anyway, Kim, do you have
Yes, Mare.
anything about depression? Do you have any experience about depression?
I think for depression for me ha, because basing on what our kumaring kids
Well,
sa
dali kong
form,
video games. Sorry.
wala akong video.
There. Okay, that's good.
Is that okay, Direct? Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay, so going back to depression, I think it's for me ha, because we experience mild or major sadness, manggos, and that's what I'm pointing out with depression. It's how you deal with it first and foremost. How to deal with the sadness that you experience or you felt. For me, for one example, is of course really hard to deal with depression, especially when your both parents are gone. So um, I can say that I experienced depression in that point, but luckily not really escape it, but I managed to be out of it. I didn't brought it with me like eternally sa heart yun siya. Okay. Of course, if you let yourself manggod eaten by depression, you cannot get out. You always feel like you don't have anything to look forward. You're tired to do things that you are most happy to do with or with friends. Ano ba? It's sad to say that some people wasn't able to cope up with depression because they let depression rule the entire third entity of themselves, which is unfortunately for us kay strong mangyuta we need, and of course we have friends to help. It's not about being yourself, but you also tap with friends, talk to them. That's one thing now we could escape.
Number one. Yeah.
Yes.
Talk.
Sige, guys. I think we have 10 minutes. So let's proceed. So, Kim, what do you have in time?
Yes.
Okay, so for me, sorry guys, I'm
Ang ganda ng kitchen.
Wait, sorry guys. Okay, so what I'm dealing right now is the third topic, which is schizophrenia.
So, what is that?
More.
Are you ready?
More na pressure ko. Wait. Oh my God. So thanks to my Mari Hershey for giving me this topic. So guys, schizophrenia. Oh my God. Schizophrenia, guys. For the despite of popular belief, schizophrenia is not a split personality, guys. Sorry. So actually, schizophrenia is a serious brain disorder. So when you say that it's a serious brain disorder, I don't know if because we're not doctors, so I don't know if it's natural or gidala na ba na nimo, or it's directly inborn, or it's hereditary. I'm not sure. But actually, it distorts the way of a person's thinking. So it changes, or it changes the person how they act, how they perceives reality, and so on with relates to others. So actually, guys, I made a little research. Little lang siya. I can't even like mention its right koan or pronounce its word. But actually, it's a chronic na daw and severe. Mare, severe mental disorder na yun siya.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are the
I see.
physical manifestations of someone who has schizophrenia?
Symptoms.
Is it
Yeah.
obvious ba or mga symptoms na batay? How will we know that he has one? Na ba yung obvious symptoms?
Like common symptoms.
So,
Or
koan
obvious
mare
nga?
ka ng koan siya. Schizophrenia is na siya ka ng causes. Kung symptoms mare, ako pang i-search, but na siya causes mare.
So, if people have schizophrenia, what are they feeling or kung sa ilang ma-experience if they have it?
If they have it mare, kanang they think manggod nga it's about kanang koan, kanang genes or as a blueprint sa ato ang body, but with schizophrenia manggod mare, actually it's a serious sorry but kanang magkatawa ko ba, but actually it's a serious mental disorder na manggod. So the chances of getting schizophrenia genetically is 50% chances you have it, especially if you have an identical twin with disorder. So you have your
Genetic
twin
siya.
and then naka siya yung anak, so most likely you can have it 50% chances. Okay. So ang causes niya, number one is genes. Odds of like sa inyong generation, sa history sa inyong family, you have that schizophrenia. And then environmental triggers. So aside from genetics, you interact with the things around your environment na mo-boost sa imuhang entire being to have a schizophrenia. So, kanang imuhang friends ba nga na schizophrenia niya? Hindi sa kuyo-kuyo niya. So, big chances na you're also getting that mental disorder. So, aside from genetics, it's from the environment, and then the symptoms that you have, if you have schizophrenia, are hallucinations, delusions, or inappropriate emotions.
Yes.
And
I think I have a friend na schizophrenia, mild schizophrenia. So, murag nga na siya, nag-hallucinate and feeling niya na mapatay niya or feeling niya gichismisan siya sa tibok world. Sort of like that. So, pretty much, if naka-experience in Ana, maybe there's a bigger chance na magka-schizophrenia ka.
Agree. And also, manggod, sa risk factors sa dana niya mare and chances of having this is kanang mga older father. Risk factors nun siya ha. Problems with your immune system or autoimmune disease. Diba si Kisakino na may autoimmune?
Yes, but different to yan. Marashag.
Akin mo yung anak.
Marashag. Lupus something. I don't know.
Yes. Oh. And then taking mind-altering drugs as a teen. So, nakay mga gipang-take.
Or by the way, if we drop names of celebrities, it doesn't mean that we're talking about them. I mean, casual lang diba atong chika. So,
yes.
Yeah, we don't have any intentions actually of bringing up to your name, but it's just like, since it's publicly announced naman says, so just using it as an example, but nothing, we don't intend to harm.
We don't really discuss that person.
Yes.
And then living in a low-income urban area. Oh my God. Living in a low-income urban area, mare, risk factors of having schizophrenia.
High income ang kaoy.
Yeah. Plus, complications during pregnancy, such as low birth weight, premature exposure to toxins.
So I think there are a lot of mga factors, no? But basically, muna siya, if you are hallucinating and delusional na siguro, there's a bigger chance that you have schizophrenia. So,
Schizophrenia.
yeah,
Agree.
so we have to seek help na guro, no, for mga
Yes, seek
psychologists
doctor.
or psychiatrists perhaps.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you, Maring Kim.
Thank you, Maring Hershey, for that very wonderful topic.
Okay. So this time, let's talk about ano ni siya, favorite ni siya nga topic, eating disorder.
Eating disorder.
Okay. So eating disorder is also a mental illness because di ba na yung mga anorexia or anorexic, na yung mga bulimia, may anak ka ng bulimia is kanang murag magsuka or something.
Yes.
Yes, kanang ilang i-force o parang mugawas, diba? So, more of the diet issues, nasantay ka ng stress eating sa tong notes diri. Sort of like that. Especially right now, guys, for those who are very privileged, might have eating disorder, kay mura walay control. Okay, since we are at home, mas siguro tag-think of food because food is actually our... Yeah, na fridge and all. So, food is there, readily available sa table. So, siguro maka-develop ka eating disorder and you might end up gaining much weight. And sa uban, for those who are not so privileged right now, nag-worry in terms on what to eat. So, it could be the opposite scenario that they don't have food on their table. So, they might worry about what to eat or magtipid-tipid sa ilang siguro mga ayuda nga rice, diba? So, basically, what we should do is, if nag-stress eating ka, I would suggest you make time to really exercise. Maybe mga 10 minutes, do it every day. Or if you want to do it 3 times a day, siguro, you have to do it around 15 minutes. Simple walking lang around the house since we cannot go out, or walking around your backyard will do. Just wear your face mask as long as maka-sweat out ka, because that would help if you have that condition of stress eating or having an eating disorder, because one way or another stress ka, so it has something to do with the way we think. Okay, so I think that's it. Eating disorder. So it has something to do with our emotions, our attitudes, and behavior. So sometimes kung emotionally ka happy kay ta, we tend to eat more, di ba? Kay so happy. And if you're depressed, sad, pwede na, stress eating sa work, di ba? Kay since stress ka, makaon kang daghan kay stress ka, di ba? Like you have the not a reason to eat more because of stress. So it is something to do with our emotions, the way we think, our environmental factors. Right now, obviously, ang pandemic, so grabe ang pandemic, nagkabuang-buang